Hello student, today we are going to discuss about the remaining part of the chapter sectors of Indian economy. Now let's start the chapter with division of sectors as organized and unorganized. Different people involved in different economic activities. Some are falls under organized and some are falls under unorganized sectors. So first question arises here, what is the difference between organized and unorganized sectors? Which sectors largely controlled by the government falls under organized sectors? For example, all the government employees falls under organized sectors. Registered industrial workers, Anganwadi workers, village health workers, etc. Unorganized sector largely outside of the control of the government. For example, shopkeeping, farming, domestic workers, laboring, rickshaw pulling, etc. They are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations, which are given in various laws such as Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Gratuity Act, Shops and Establishment Act, etc. There are rules and regulations, but these are not followed since they are not registered with the government. It means many types of private jobs and business all are falls under the unorganized sectors. In the organized sectors, many of facilities provided to the employed by the government. For example, the jobs is regular and has fixed working hours. If people work more, they get paid for overtime by the employer. In the organized sectors, such type of facilities not available. Jobs are low paid and often not regular. In the organized sectors, workers enjoy the security of employment. In unorganized sector, employment is not secured. People can be asked to leave without any reason. Here, job security is not available. In the organized sectors, many type of benefits provided by employers such as paid leave, but in the unorganized sectors, no provision for overtime, leave holidays, leave due to sickness, etc. In the organized sector, employers provided many types of benefit to employee such as workers gets pension well after the retirement, but this type of facility not provided in the unorganized sectors. In India, large number of people involved in unorganized sectors. People compelled to adopt the job in unorganized sector due to organized sector have been expanding the job very slowly. We can say that in the organized sector jobs are limited, so people compelled to join the job in unorganized sectors. But in unorganized sectors, people are most vulnerable and need to protection. So question arise here, who are these vulnerable people who need protection? In the rural areas, the unorganized sector mostly comprises of landless agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers. In the urban areas, unorganized sector comprises mainly of workers in a smaller scale industry, casual laborers in construction, trade and transport, etc., and those who work as street vendors, head load workers, garment makers, rag pickers, etc. So now question arises here, how to protect the workers in unorganized sectors. There is a need for protection and support of the workers in the unorganized sectors. Here are a few points which will help in doing so. The government can fix the minimum wages, rate and working hours. The government can provide cheap loans to self-employed people. Government can provide cheap and affordable basic service like education, health, food to these workers. The government can frame new laws which can provide provision for overtime, paid leave, leave due to sickness, etc. Protection and support to the unorganized sectors workers is thus necessary for both economic and social development. Another way of classifying economic activities into sectors could be on the basis of private and public sectors. So question arises here, what is the difference between public and private sectors? Let's understand the difference with it. Public sectors, which sectors owned by the government and provides all the services called the public sectors, which sectors owned by individuals, that is called the private sector. And the examples of the public sectors are railways, post office and any government offices. And examples of the private sectors like Tata Iron and Steel Company, Reliance Industry Limited and many companies whose prevalent nowadays in India. The purpose of the public sector is not just to earn profits, its main aim is public welfare. Government provided many types of facility for the people like provided fair price shops. Government must spend on these facilities like health and education in a lower cost. But private sector are guided by the motive to earn profit. Now we know about the responsibilities of the government. There are a large number of activities which are the primary responsibility of the government. Here we have listed a few of them. Government raises money through taxes and other ways to meet expenses on the service rendered by it. Governments have to undertake heavy spending such as the construction of roads, bridges, railways, harbours, generating electricity, providing irrigation through dams, etc. Also, it has to ensure that these facilities are available for everyone. There are some activities which the government has to support, encourage the private sector to continue their production or business. Government provided loan to businessmen and provided some product in a lower cost to private sector to encourage their production. The government in India buys wheat and rice from farmers at a fair price and sell at a lower price to consumers through ration shops. In this way, it supports both farmers and consumers. Fifth one is running proper schools and providing quality education Health and education facility for all are some of the duties of the government. Sixth one is government also needs to pay attention to aspects of human development such as the availability of safe drinking water, housing facilities for poor and food and nutrition, taking care of the poorest and most ignored regions of the country. So we can say that public sector provided some basic needs facility to the country, and it's a very necessary for the welfare of the people. That's all for today. Now we will meet in next video with the next chapter. Thank you.